So body counts. Is it like a deal breaker if she has a lot?
Oh. I want a woman to arouse my intellect as well as my loin.
Okay, but what if she can arouse both, but she slept with a lot of people?
This is my own personal bias opinion, right?
Keep in mind, all of these will be biased.
Yeah. If a girl asked me, was like, okay, how many, girls that you slept with? And I'm like, okay, I slept with 10. She's like, you know what? I can't be involved with you because I feel like that number is too high. I'd be like, oh, that's fine. Because I think everyone has a preference, right? For me personally, and this is not because I want to be judgy or I want to, cast any form of, but personally, I would want you to probably just have two. And these twos is two committed relationships. You know what I'm saying? It can't be like 5, 6. I just can't do it because it's for me personally, it's not even about an insecurity thing for me. I don't really care about that. It's just for me it tells me morally what you like. See, for me, the body count has to stand for committed relationships. Yeah. It can't be hey, you know what? Let's go to the beach. Oh, the moon is out today. I feel giving out easy like that. You know what I'm saying?
I think there's a couple factors to take into consideration because if you meet someone when you're young and she says, I've slept with 10 people. That, like you said, it says a lot about the person and where their morals are at. And for me, I wouldn't want to get involved with someone that, even at this age, that's slept with 10 people. But let's say I meet a woman and we're in our 30s. She says her body count's 4. I wouldn't have much of a problem with that. Yeah. So it shows that throughout her life, she probably had a few, serious relationships.
Yeah.
So
y'all over here saying that if Jennifer Lopez walked in here right now, Jennifer Lopez was like, "Hey, you, you, I like you." Y'all wouldn't be like, "Yeah, I can do that. Look, the moon is up." Because we all know she was out here slinging. But she was out here throwing that thing back.
But it's not like we have Jennifer Lopez roaming around like that. Like, they're not roaming around. Like, I'm not saying because of her status she should have an upper hand.
So what if it's Jennifer? What if it's Jennifer Ramirez?
So
you feel me?
So what are you trying to say?
I'm talking about. We got a bad one. We got a bad one. Okay. Like a really bad one.
Okay.
So y'all telling me that, nah, it don't matter. Like, she bad, but she for somebody else. That's what you saying?
No, for me, look, let me say this, man. And this is, disclaimer, coming to America, Eddie Murphy say this. I want a woman to arouse my intellect as well as my loin.
Okay, but what if she can arouse both, but she slept with a lot of people? What are you talking about?
No, meaning, look. I personally, and this, like I said, this is a very...
Why? Why? I feel like it depends on how that person makes you feel.
Oh, man.
And also the context of the exploits, the context. Like, you say 5, but then you came back and said 2, but it have to be serious relationships. What if she, been in 4 relationships and been with 4 people? Or maybe, and again, as Christian says, when you meet this person that has, that has ramifications. Like, you meet this person, say, when you're both 19 versus when you're both 26, 27. Like, you expect a 27-year-old professional young woman who is attractive, intelligent, has her own money to only be with 4 people. Maybe she was in 2 relationships. Maybe she wanted to go sleep with somebody and she did. Yeah. Not because, there was a, I'm not going to use that term. It's like it's all about context and it's about the openness. Now, if you're, talking to your woman or whatever and, you can't really get a straight answer. It's like, this, or like you can't even get answers about the context of, what the exploits may, pertain to versus it being a relationship versus a fling. Like, if there's honesty with that and if you have context, like, I think that depends versus, I was with 4 people, but it was all at once. Yeah. At a party. Because are you still cool with that versus her being in 2 relationships and having a fling 1 year with one guy and then maybe another year she had another fling with another guy, a random guy that you're never going to see, versus 4 people that might work right at, Walmart or Publix, and it was at the same time,
Let me say something. I feel like it depends on who it was. Because let me be real, bro. Let me be real. Hey, there was this dude in high school I knew, right? His name was I got mad respect for you, bro. But if a girl slept with you, I don't care. I don't give a damn. Like, I don't care what you are. Like, for real, you could be Oprah. If Oprah slept with you, I'm not having it. Like,
Why?
Because my man was out here, like,
slaying.
No, it's because my man gave me, like, it was something about him that I can't stand. Like, you know how we, like, when we were, like, well, I never really did this, but you know how little kids back in the day, they used to be like, oh, you got cooties? Mm-hmm. I feel like if you slept with you got cooties. Like, that's how I feel. Like, you know what I mean? He might have been the only person you ever slept with in your life. That's good for me. That's good for me.
So for you, like, it goes back with his sin, like, it's all context for you. So, but my thing is, okay, my thing is, would you date someone knowingly that, okay, that person's been, okay, that person's about 25. That person have slept maybe with probably 15 people. Like, would you be okay with that? Would that be like, okay, something, you know what, let me explore more about her and see what she's like. And maybe those 15 might have been her past mistakes. Let me just look at, you know what I'm saying? Would that be an ideal for you? An ideal situation, not an ideal situation, would that be in a situation that you would invest in? To kind of look to see if there is something more.
If you're talking to anyone and you're pursuing them in a relationship or anything like that, that's a decision you make when you pursue that person. Mm-hmm. And if I'm going to be following the advice of my higher self and I'm going to be doing things that are good for me spiritually, mm-hmm. physically, mentally, all that, and not things that mm-hmm. are superficial mm-hmm. or good for anyone else, mm-hmm. there's a question that I have to ask myself mm-hmm. when I'm at that particular stance. Like, if it doesn't matter to me, if it does not, and I have to see if it's me that's answering this question versus my ego saying, mm-hmm. "Oh, this looks like this." Like, you have to make sure you're answering this question from mm-hmm. a sound, solid place from yourself. Mm-hmm.
I will say this: like, don't get me wrong. I do think that people's egos do get in the way at some, like, in a lot of aspects in their lives. But I also do think that you should consider your ego. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we got this, one of our friends, right? He was telling us a story. Like, we were talking in the gym, right? We were talking in the gym. And he was like, man, like, he was telling us about something that happened to him. He was like, yo, like, I was trying to talk to this girl. And, I went to Walmart. I saw one of my friends. And he was like, yo, you been talking to her? And then he was like, yeah, I've been talking to her. And dude was like, yo, you need to be careful with that. And he was like, why? Man, I just clapped them cheeks last night. Like, to me, I'm like, bro, my ego gonna kick in at that point. I'm gonna be like, yeah, some people might handle it. Some people might not. I don't know what I know what I'll be like, no, I'm over it. Like, you feel me? But I think that ego in that sense could be like a preservation instinct, mm-hmm. And for you, for the future. Like, you feel me?
And I'll say this. Just because you've been with 25 people or 26 people doesn't make you less, doesn't take away from your value. That's just my own preference. I would rather be with someone that have been with less, because that tells me that they're more committed. That tells me that they invest in, you know what I'm saying? For example, if I feel like, that's just me. I don't feel like, for example, just because you've been with one person, that doesn't make you like an angel, that doesn't make you like you have like a halo above your head, whatever. It doesn't make any of that. For me, all I'm saying is I prefer, because like things like that tells you a lot about a person, tells you about what they're about. You know what I'm saying? For me, that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that, it's someone that has been with 25 people, whatever, that do you. But in the day, if I say, you know what, I prefer not to go on that path, you can't look at me and be like, like, why are you judging me that way? No, I just, like I said, I prefer to be with someone that probably, didn't have a lot of sexual partners. That's all I'm saying.
So would you say that someone who's been around doesn't understand their own value?
Okay, if you've been around, let me say that question is very like weird. If you're like, okay, I'm grown, and I want to have fun and enjoy myself, and I can be responsible. And if I choose to be involved with that person sexually, that's your business. But if you're just doing it because of the pressure of the world or because of your friends, and it's more of like a I'm a peer pressure, or it's something that you're just kind of because maybe you're mad at your dad or you're mad at somebody and you're trying to prove something, then that's when you don't know your value. But if you know what you're doing and you just want to be, you just want to enjoy yourself and be grown, that's you. But with that being said, everything in life has ramification. But you might be like, oh, I shouldn't be, just because I slept with 10 guys and a guy should still see me as But if a guy chooses not to be with you, that should be all right, and you should be fine with that. And at the end of the day, that's what, maybe that's not what they prefer. Like, they don't, maybe, you know what I'm saying? But that's just my,
Everything has consequences, bro. Like at the end of the day,
it can be good or bad.
You make has ramifications on what happens in the future. So at the end of the day, you know what? Like, you might be a lawyer, and some guy might look at you and be like, I don't do lawyers. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean? You might feel like it's stupid, but at the end of the day, what can you do? He don't like lawyers. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? That's just how it is. Everybody has that type of thing going on. Now, here's the thing. I think that what you should do is strive to be somebody that will make people ignore their preferences. If you truly feel like you want to be, especially if you have your mind set on one person, then you should strive to be somebody that will make him ignore his preferences. Will it work all the time? No. Some people are dead set on what they like and don't like. But hey, at the end of the day, you can't like they always say don't hate the player, hate the game. This is the perfect situation. Like, this is literally the perfect phrase to illustrate what we're talking about. It's not about the player. It's a game. You gotta play it how it's how it allows itself to be played.
And I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I am answering these questions with knowingly having a background. I mean, I'm Christian, so I'm gonna give you a bias. I'm gonna give you a personal opinion, and this is not. I don't think this is for everybody. If you choose to think that it's okay if a person been with like 30, whatever it is, that's fine. But like
getting these figures.
Look, hey, these 35. No. Let's not lie, man. These kids these days be fast, man. They're fast.
Not talking to kids, man.
No, not kids. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. They're fast, man. They're fast. You know what I'm saying? So for me, like I said before, I have no issue. But at the end of the day, like I said, personally, I think everyone, and you know what? It's not even a fixation. For me, a fixation is, this is the only thing that I want, and that's it. A preference is, I prefer someone with a small amount, because that shows me that probably they've been in a committed relationship. That means they're more structured. You know what I'm saying? There's more structure. Fixation is probably like, if you don't give me that girl, or I'm not gonna be in any relationship. And then for me, that's not fair. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's it.
But hey, since we're on the topic, right? This is just an estimate. But what is the number that you guys think is the limit for you? Like, you know what I mean? And you can provide context for this. But what is the number that you think would throw you off? You know what I mean?
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you. If she has more than 4, if she has more than 4, that's kind of like,
Yeah, 3, 4 for me.
Yeah,
3, 4, especially at my age. Yeah.
Because look
so
at me.
like, okay, but circumstantially, right? Like circumstantially, what if she's been in 7 committed relationships?
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm just saying, right? 7 committed relationships.
She better have 7 lives.
Oh man!
Look, man. Like I said, don't chew more than you can.
I feel like it's a reflection on that person's choices, also.
Yeah.
Because how committed can a relationship be if you've had 7 of them?
Yeah.
But,
there's a flaw in the system.
The time span is also important because But
It only lasted 2 months.
Hey, be real. Some people fall in love like immediately. Like, let's be real. Like
they call it that. That might not be.
Okay, it might be fixation or whatever you call it, but I'm just saying they might think they were committed.
like I said, man. You know, some and it like I can't even talk right now, man. I just
Man, some water.
but you know how they say the merrier the better. I don't look at it that way, man. You know how a lot of people they be like, make sure you try all the cars first and trying it out for a drive. What is that? A drive test drive? Nah, man. No. Look.
Hey, at least at that point they know what they're doing.
Man,
they know what they're doing.
If he's gonna
they know what they're doing.
I don't want to be the first owner of that car.
Hey, we went to a Tony Rock thing, right? We went to a Tony Rock thing, and my dude was like, "Hey, you know what? You know you're about to have a good time when they put their hair up in a ponytail, and because they're about to go in." Now here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Y'all try. You said, "Hey, you wanna be the first owner, right?" Well, you gotta break that thing in.
I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Value must be
Everything takes practice.
Let me take back that statement.
Everything.
Woman is not a car. A woman is not a car. Nobody's. I'm sorry. Let me take it back.
I'm just
sorry
saying,
about that
for dudes
statement.
too.
All right, guys. All right, guys.
All right. Go ahead.
Hey, thank you for tuning in to OffCentered. I hope that you guys enjoy this, and I hope to see you guys next time. Okay.
And if you reach double digits, get tested.
Safe sex, guys.
Woo.